Is my screen visible, first of all?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so let's start. So this is like login page, so nothing special to see here. And starting from the first module, that would be individuals. So just a module to list all individuals, and for searching specific entity. So we can search here by first name, by last name, and by day of birth. So right here we can also delete entity from this view. Also, in the single view of the beneficiary, we can see all the benefit programs, benefit plans the beneficiary is in. So um, pretty simple, module. Also, we can download results. So, for example, if we filter this list by this name, we have like 8 individuals, and then we download. We have a CSV file exported with exported individuals. So this download button works like this, that when you filter the downloads everything you see in this list, everything you have filtered here, or all beneficiaries. Next module is groups. So very similar to the individuals, but here we have additional field which is role. For now it's only head and recipient, and this field is shown in the main list also. And what we agreed inside the team, it can be also role can be also mm, set during the batch run. Any questions to beneficiaries and groups modules? Pretty simple one for now. So hopefully not.
I have one,
Mhm.
if but I would see if there's any from the audience. My question would be, how so you showed a list of the beneficiaries. How are they entered?
They can be inserted by putting CSV file in the social protection plans. So I will show this flow later, how you can add more individuals.
Okay, so not from this interface. It would be
Yes.
done from another
Yeah,
interface
from
to add
benefit
them.
for social protection benefit plans view.
And
Okay.
maybe just one small addition. Once they are here, the individuals and the groups, and the individuals under certain groups are here, they are not considered as beneficiaries yet. They are considered as beneficiaries under certain benefit plan.
Okay, so these are beneficiaries. Sorry, Dragos. I saw your hand, but I just wanted to clarify this last statement. So what we see here are beneficiaries, but when we import from somewhere else, they aren't beneficiaries yet.
No, here what we see, those are individuals, not the beneficiaries yet. They become beneficiaries under certain benefit plan, which Piotrek will show you right away. This is just to group individuals which are currently existing in the system, because the beneficiaries might be like added into certain benefit plans. That's why during our workshops and during the initial planning of CoreMIS integration, we decided that it would be the best option to have them all in one place, so in the individuals, so they can be then reused for certain benefit plans.
Okay. Dragos, please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, as we see here, is there is David Brubeck with the same date of birth. So how do we uniquely identify one individual if there is unique ID, or they duplicate them? If there's the same enter several times.
Actually, when we insert the same individual under multiple benefit plans, it's not unique entity. So we have individual per social plan actually. So it's like duplicated.
Ah, so it's duplicate because they have been assigned different plans.
Uh, yeah. So this when you upload individual under multiple benefit plans, then this entity will be duplicated.
That is how you will do the, for example, if you want to have a report of all the benefits the individual had, and how you will not do that in that case, right?
Yeah, yeah. So just to mention, this is the first initial phase of the project. So basically, this is not full functionality. This is the handling with the duplicates is going to be developed in the second phase, I believe.
Understood. Thanks.
So here, this Dave Brubeck has this ID, right? And second, Dave Brubeck have another, right? As you can see. So it's a different entity.
Uh, yeah, this is what also Arthur mentioned. In the legacy core MIS, there is the functionality to detect the duplicates and remove those potential duplicates. But as we determined during the workshops and also during the working on that project, we determined that during the first phase, we haven't touched this the duplication mechanism, and this probably will be included in the next phase because it's a rather a big feature, and we need to follow the CoreMIS aspects also here. Yeah, over.
Just one comment on my side. We also need to consider the way of working of openIMIS, not of CoreMIS, and to apply the functionality from CoreMIS to openIMIS concept, I would say. Over.
Yeah, this will be for sure adapted to the openIMIS, and yeah, a similar problem we have with the task management that was also required by the core MIS team, and we managed to do this. And probably later Piotr can describe more about the task management. That is, I think that is a good example how we integrate the requirements from the core MIS into the openIMIS.
Also, just a quick question, and I don't know if it's been discussed, but like you had explained that these are individuals, and maybe not all of them are beneficiaries, but it's under the title of beneficiaries and households. That seems to be a little contradicting. Is there any discussions to see if that needs to be renamed? Because I'm just thinking someone just trying out the demo, they might be confused because we have beneficiaries and households on the left is the top menu, and what we're seeing here is, as you mentioned, these people might not be beneficiaries, but they're under the beneficiaries menu.
Yeah. Indeed. Like this field name, so this model name will be renamed to individuals.
Ah,
This is already in the backlog, and at the very
okay.
beginning, we like during the development, we named it beneficiaries in the household, but I'm not sure if on the release server it's not already renamed.
Ah, okay. Anything else from anyone?
Okay, if nothing from anyone, then let's proceed to the next module. So administration maybe not worth like going into the details, but it's just users management. So which user can log into the system, reset password, and so on, or user roles and stuff like that. So here is in the main, it's users list. We can delete them, edit them, filter by roles, by region, by actually anything. We have also show deleted, so but there's no deleted users yet. So just just like that, and I don't know if any questions about this module. Just generic user management uh, page. Moving forward, we have roles management. So here we can add new roles or edit existing ones, and so even simpler than previous module. Um, Policyholders, there's nothing here. And what's maybe a little bit more important regarding CoreMIS, is task groups. So here we can create and manage existing task groups, which to which later tasks can be assigned to. So we have, let's add new task group, and it's demo and policy status, and here we have users list, and we can add tasks executors. So when task switch task some task is assigned to this task group, then only the users uh, assigned under this task group will be able to approve or reject task. Let's save it. On the right hand side panel, we have information that everything goes well, and we have fifth task group here. And later we can also edit it, right? With adding new users, changing policy status, and so on. And to tasks, I will proceed later how it works. Okay, that would be it from administration module. If no questions, let's move forward to the social protection. So benefit plans. As in previous status, we have main list of all benefit programs. We can show historical data. We can filter by code name and date range from 2. Okay, so let's create new benefit plan. So let's call it demo 1. This name can be the same. Some maybe wide range of dates. Uh, Max beneficiaries 100. Type individual. Okay, and let's save it. And programs. Let's search it. And now we can with here we can add new beneficiaries. It's now beneficiaries, like we can upload individuals to the benefit plan. So let's click upload, select select file, and this should be okay. Yeah, so here we have CSV file with only one beneficiary just for demo matter, and here we have educated level. We can also set depending on the workflow, we can add some fields to this individual. Okay, so let's upload this file. Here, workflow. Here we selecting workflow, so upload. And here in upload history, we can see the status of the uploading file. So now it's triggered. Let's refresh it, and it should be done. Not yet. Okay, and here, and the beneficiary is now added to the benefit plan. Yes.
It's worth to mention also that this upload, managing upload is done by external component called OpenFN Lightning, which is used not only also for uploading, but also for the payment adapter proof of concept that we also did during the payment part. Yeah, Arthur?
Yeah, and maybe it will be also good, Severin, to mention why we decided to go with this option. Because during the workshop and also during the initial planning phase, we discovered with the World Bank that data of the beneficiaries may vary between the certain benefit plans. So, for example, in one benefit plan, the data of the beneficiary will be just name, surname, and the date of birth. In the other one, maybe also be the gender and I don't know, the national ID or something. That's why choosing this option with uploading the data with the OpenFN seems to be the best option, because then we are able to handle the unstructured data and then reuse it for a certain benefit plan when there is a need for that. This is very beneficial option, I think, and it might be very reused in the openIMIS in general.
Just on that, Arthur, so how is that CSV that you showed, like, so there are certain fields, no? So can anyone just upload any fields using this, and then the ones that the field names that match, the data gets collected into it together, or how does that work? Or do we need to configure the data model somewhere else first to say, okay, these are the columns, because you uploaded a set of columns, like that CSV already had the column headers. Can that be freely changed? And like what you said, Arto, different programs might have different data sets with different columns. How is all of that managed?
It depends on how workflow is configured in Lightning. Is correct, Severin?
Uh, I think that those additional fields can be always added. There are fields that are always required. I mean, the first name, last name, and day of birth, because we determined that those fields can be required. Because, yeah, during the workshop, we have some discussions how to integrate the um, relational database approach with the NoSQL approach that is provided in CoreMIS legacy version. And yeah, we determined that the best option could be to use what we have in the openIMIS with JSON external field in the models. And here we have the schema, and under the schema in the program benefit plan, we can define what kind of fields can be added and can be used in terms of filtering through the advanced filters, etc. And yeah, basically the schema defined the fields that can be added per benefit plan program. Over.
So the schema option, like in that screen that we just see below max beneficiaries, that's where we would.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, there are some benefit plans that has such schema configured. Piotr, can you say if did you put something in the schema here or
No, no,
not?
no, no.
Okay, then in that case, we will have probably those additional data can be also added, but that those data won't be used in terms of using the advanced filters, etc. Using those additional fields in filtering and configuring the benefit plan. Over.
Is there a way to quickly see how that works, or would that be too difficult? Because I don't know if I understand it 100%, but if it's a deeper thing that we need to look at with more time, we could also do it bilaterally, or in another call with everyone.
I'm not so sure if this is so easy to actually showcase. But for example, if you will upload the data here on this program beneficiary level with the data upload, with just the data demanded on the schema. So for example, if the schema of the certain program will just need to, the mandatory fields for it will be just the first name, last name, date of birth, then you are able to apply this data here. But if you are adding, if the schema demands some more data, then you need to put this data under certain program. This is how it basically works. And by that, you are able to use the advanced filter to actually search for the beneficiaries there. And after we are uploading the data here on this level, then it goes to the individual level, individual
So
module. It's
so if I'm if I'm adding this program as on the screen, and I want to add beneficiaries, how do I know what the CSV file should have as headers? Like how do I know what the default schema is at least? Like
Hmm.
not even adding to it, because do I first download like a schema CSV and manage with that, or as someone just adding a new program, how would I know what CSV to upload?
If I'm not mistaken, at this stage, the user who is uploading the data needs to know what the schema demands are. So, for example, when someone is setting up the schema and, for example, demands that certain field will be mandatory, then the user needs to follow that certain schema. So basically, it's written on the schema level.
Okay, so I am free to
Yeah,
upload any type of CSV depending on my
Yeah.
on schema, exactly, as you can see here,
uh,
for example.
Yeah, we need to fix displaying this schema, but mostly, yeah, this is how it looks, and we can see, for example, the IB bodied. We can see the educated level, we can see the chronic illness, national ID type as the additional fields, and those additional fields can be used later in the advanced filters and in another advanced criteria on, for example, payment plan, but this will be shown later by Piotrek. But this is how looks
Yeah,
in
and
current state.
and as we mentioned, this is and also I would like to remind once again that this is the initial phase. Surely there are some enhancement that has to be done. Example for this displaying the schema, and also for some maybe improving the user experience with mentioning what data are mandatory. But this this type of displaying was actually applied in order to make the business flow available for it. So initially we focused on delivering the business flow, and then on the second phase there will be a place for any other enhancements. I hope that it's not so confusing. If you have any additional questions, just do not hesitate and ask them either right now, or we can like create a separate call or some user guide on how it works in general.
I think I'm at least getting the hang of it. Thanks for that. The initial doubt is cleared, so it makes sense. And I can also see how now you, in that earlier menu in beneficiaries and households, we would have duplicates, because this is where we would add beneficiaries and they might appear twice. So we would need some deduplication there in the next phase.
Exactly. Right now, once we are uploading the beneficiary on a certain program, they use a different ID, so they are not duplicated in like from the system perspective. But surely the date that currently there might be the case that, for example, we're uploading the exactly same beneficiary to different programs, and it appears twice. So it has to be handled in the second phase, but it was not a part of the first phase, handling with the duplication in general.
Any other questions from anyone?
Okay, so let's proceed. So next functionality would be advanced filter. Oh, not here. Sorry, here is not working. Okay, so let's proceed to um, tasks functionality. So when I have existing benefit plan, and for example, I want to update date to, so let's put it 1 year later, and then I can set this beneficiary to active status. And then when I refresh it, the changes are not saved immediately. So I have to go to the tasks management, and here we have some paragraphs, let's say, for the mm, beneficiary tasks. Yeah. So here I have task with update beneficiary, and to change the status of beneficiary, I have to go to this task, and to approve or reject the task, I have to assign this task to some group. and later this group can resolve this task. So the group will see this view with accept or reject button, and here we have what will happen. So we have demo beneficiary for which benefit plan and what will happen. So we're changing the status from potential to active. So let's accept this task. We have this model. Are you sure to approve this task? Let's accept it. Let's go navigate back to this benefit plan, and here we have the beneficiary is active. So this is basically how tasks maker checker logic, how we call that, is working. So for some actions performed in the system, the user have to the task executioners group have to approve some actions, and then we have this task in completed status, and it's here is approved, and which task group accepted it. Yes.
So are these tasks sent from one user to another user? So a user that doesn't have the privileges would make the change, but then a task would get initiated for someone to approve, or how would the workflow look like in,
Yes,
let's say,
yes.
in a program setting?
Exactly. Users without permission to accept the task will create some action, or user with permissions. But the task is always created, no matter which user is performing the action. So here I'm logged in as admin user, and even as an admin user, I can't change the data right away. So it's always task is always created.
Okay, and then so it's only one step. It's or can it also be configured for multiple steps, where
It,
one task is, let's say, initiated by one user, and then maybe there are multiple steps that are required until completion? Would that also be configurable, or would that be something substantially different?
Uh, I don't think there's like more steps to be configured for now, but for now, like one, yes.
Yeah, sorry if I may interrupt you. This is managed on the task group level because, for example, once you're creating the task group, you can choose how many approvals you actually need. If this any or n or just one approval. Once
Oh,
then
okay.
once you are assigning the task group to the certain task, it is demanded. It is stated on the task group level how many approvals you actually need. So, for example, if you will go to the task manage task execution group and choose that I'm not sure, Piotr, if you can actually go there to the task executioner group and try to create one. Then we can choose several options there. Yeah,
You
here,
mean
for
here?
example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, as you if you put any, if you put all, and task executioner you'll put two individuals, then those two users has to accept it in order to be in order the data to be updated. If you will put, for example, any, then if any one of these user will accept, then the data is going to be updated. This is how it works.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we're running out of time, let's say. So let's move on to the maybe biggest and most complex module for now. So payments and first, so to create some payments and bills for the specific social plan, first we have to create payment plan for this social plan, benefit plan. And here's some list of existing payments plan. So let's just go through the flow from the beginning. So let's create payment plan for benefit plan. Let's call it same as benefit plan. So demo one calculation rule. We have only one rule for now, social protection. Let's choose benefit plan that we created with one beneficiary. Periodicity, let's put 1 month. Valid from, let's put some wide range of dates to simplify. Okay. And here we have advanced criteria, so we can. It's not working for some reason, probably because of the refreshing server, right? Yes.
Because you haven't put the schema, I think, and
Oh yeah, right. Because
it's
because
a normal
I can.
situation.
You're right. I
When you,
I
for
will show
example,
it.
select the benefit plan with the with this schema that we show a few minutes ago, then it should work.
Yeah, I can show it on another. For this, it should be working, right? So here is some uh, payment plan with advanced filter, advanced criteria uh, set. So for example, for beneficiary with number of children greater or equal than 1, the amount will be 800. Same for educated level. If it contains secondary educated level, then the amount is 400. Yes.
As a question to actually the wider group, this functionality, wouldn't this fulfill some of our needs of at least targeting beneficiaries? Because the advanced filters, like we're coming up with payment plans based on certain criteria that they have in the data. um, Uwe, how would you see that? Wouldn't you see this as a form of targeting, or anyone else here who would have some experience with targeting?
Yeah, welcome to the world of IT thinking. That's basically how I also see it. Like we have on the business level, we have functionalities that we need, like targeting and whatever. But like on the tool level, what we are programming, we have different options to do things. And I fully agree that some simple aspects of targeting can be solved with filters. I would say. But for other aspects, we would need more sophisticated data mining capabilities, or maybe even AI capabilities. So in my view, targeting does not is not really a module as such. It's a combination of tools that we have to develop, and filters are there. AI is there in some ways. We might need some more statistical capabilities, but that's something that we'll find out in the next period. My
Thanks. No, no, it's because yeah, if we have and a lot of the targeting needs that I hear people saying, um, of people mentioning search criterias with basically and or operators or some combination of those, and that seems to be covered. We just need to make them aware that this is how it's done, because yeah, maybe we don't have something on the left hand side menu that says targeting in bright red. But I think the from what I see, like I can really see a sense of that functionality already in there.
Uh, okay. So if no more
Yeah.
questions for now, then
I mean,
please.
Andrea will most likely reject because, like from what I have seen in targeting in those social protection things, they will like if you have to look at certain quantiles or certain percentages of a distribution of the poorest of the poor according to a rate, then you have to have some technical module that can create those statistics, and then you're building your filter basically on top of those calculations, and those calculations we don't really have yet. But simple things like region or first name of first character of the family name or something like this could definitely work.
Yeah, just as a start, no, like I'm not saying
Yeah,
this is the targeting module, but
there's
I think
always a
it's good
version
enough
2.
to be. Yeah, this is good. I would take this as good to be version 1, but maybe it's also in the packaging. Thanks. Yeah, please continue, Peter.
Okay, so here we have additional parameters, so fixed batch. So the correct me if I'm wrong, but the maximum money that we can pay off from this payment plan, right? With 1,000 and limit per single beneficiary 100 and save it. Okay, payment plans. Here we have our payment plan. Okay. So pretty basic one with no advanced filters and so on. Later, to create some bills for this payment plan, we have to create payment cycle. So payment cycles are always for 1 month. So to create some bills, we have to select date which is within range of the dates of benefit plan and payment plan, right? So let's create for February 22. Okay, save it, generate. So our payment plan is generated, and some bills are created also for other benefit plan. But for our benefit plan, non-bill was created yet because because we have one beneficiary under this benefit plan, and the limit fixed batch is 1,000 and limit per single transaction is 100. Then so we exceeded the limit, so the task was created for this payment verification. If I'm not wrong, and it was task, not task group, not
You
type.
could find this in the business status, the code. I mean, probably demo.
The demo one, yeah.
Demo one.
Uh,
Okay, then since we have the bug that we should take a look.
verification. You can find it manually, let's say.
Let's go to the second page. To the second page.
Yeah, it will be at the very end probably. Yeah,
Yeah,
demo
at the
beneficiary
very
here.
end, exactly.
Let's assign it to some group, save it. As you can see, it demands some improvements also, but as we said, it's initial. Phase payment plans, demo one. Sorry, payment cycles, February, and we have our sixth bills here for 1,000 because we exceeded the limit. Yes.
And also once we rejected this task, then the bills is also created, but the status is cancelled. Because the purpose of this limit per single transaction is to configure on the particular payment plan level the possibility to check if the payment is enough to fulfill the budget state, etc. And someone who approve or reject can verify this, and if everything is okay with the budget, then we can accept this payment. When there is the problem with the budget, then we can reject, etc. That was mostly the case of this task mechanism in that part. And as you can see, these task mechanisms can be used in many contexts, not only in the beneficiary, etc., but also in the payment aspects. Over.
So the payments, this would be looked at. It wouldn't be looked at per beneficiary, no. It would be per plan. So they would look at it in bulk, no. Because I guess if they look at it for every individual beneficiary, if there are tasks created, then that becomes quite difficult to manage.
Yeah, the payment are per the bills are created per beneficiary under the benefit plan level. Yeah, that's the current state of
But if we have
that
1,000 beneficiaries receiving payment, then someone would manually need to approve 1,000 payments.
and that's why we have the payroll mechanism what
Okay.
Piotr showed you.
Yeah, and then the approval just need to be done on the payroll level, not on a certain invoice. Invoice/bill. we had this naming challenge, but in general the invoice.
Okay, so for payroll, we typical name for the payroll benefit plan. So our demo one benefit plan and payment point is optional field. I will show later. Payment point tab. Payment method strategy online payment only and date from. Let's select. We can select some for simplifying, but February would be enough, I guess, to get this one bill. And let's create payroll. Yeah, should be created. Yeah, and we have our one bill here. So all the bills from this benefit plan and from these dates will be fetched here. Okay, and now the task is created for approving payroll. So we have our payroll demo one here. It's received. Let's accept this task. Accept. Yes. And all the bills in this payroll should go into reconciliation status, I believe. Yes, Severin.
There's
Probably.
a question in the chat from Simeon on explaining the meaning of the code column in the payment cycle menu.
Payment
I guess it's
cycles.
also in the bills, no?
Oh, not sure what you mean, Simon.
In that previous screen, yeah, this one. So
Here.
there's
Okay.
code, yeah. No, Simeon, this is what you wanted explanation on, right?
Yes.
So not very familiar with this field, but from what I see, we have uh, for the regex we have the benefit plan name here, date of the end of the payment cycle, ID, and beneficiary name. Yes.
Yeah, so basically the general idea for that code is just an indicator of a certain payment cycle. As Piotrek has already mentioned, the way how it's currently created is just the combination of those. But it was already discussed with the World Bank colleagues that the code of that shall be adjusted to be more like user friendly. But right now the code is used to make the each payment cycle unique.
Mhm. Okay, thanks.
I think you should mention that you can configure the way this is generated, that the code can also be like generated according to a different rule, which might be more human readable.
Yeah, exactly. As we mentioned, this is also the option here. But in the second phase, we have already discussed it with the World Bank colleagues that in the second phase, no matter who will work on that, it should probably be adjusted to be more like user friendly and to make sure that the code is generated in a consistent way. I would say to consist like maybe just the digits instead of like this combination.
Okay, so I believe that would be it for payrolls. And Severin, can you please help with what was next in this flow? Because I forgot.
Yeah,
Because
I
now,
think that when it comes to you should create the payroll, yeah, and you should have yes, you should go to the task and
yeah,
accept this.
it's accepted already.
Okay, approved. Then I have to check on the lightning level. Yeah, I see that there is the success, but yeah, the status should be go to the awaiting
Waiting
for
for
reconciliation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then something is wrong. We have to check. It works previously, and we haven't touched this module, and we need to check maybe something with the lightning. On the lightning level there is the error, but I see the payment adapter history on the lightning currently, and it shows that there is the success.
So
And yeah,
let's refresh the page one more time, Patrick.
Ongoing still.
Severin, you mentioned checking on Lightning, but that's something that would be at the developers level, right? So in an implementation scenario, the interface to Lightning, etc., that would not be visible or required to use by any of the people at the, let's say, the organization running this, right?
uh, can you repeat?
The Lightning, because I'm guessing you're referring to the OpenFN Lightning,
Yeah,
because you're
exactly.
saying you're checking it, like, so that is basically for troubleshooting and just for diagnosing from the developers point of view, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not anything that an implementer would actually use in, like, in day to day, right? Like, just
Yeah,
to make sure that the understanding is
yeah,
correct.
yeah. Maybe we need to add here also the section like on the benefit plan level with the history of the payroll processing, and yeah, so as to person who use only IMIS can see the full history of the payroll processing, also with the errors, etc. And I think that in that case we need to check why it doesn't work, and yeah, go back to this later. Because normally when we accept the payroll, then the payroll should change to the awaiting for reconciliation. Then the next stage is accepting or rejecting the reconciliation, and once we have the reconciliation, then the payments for the bills are created, and moreover, this as proof of concept, because we face the problem with the integrating with the real adapter, payment adapter, for example, Mojaloop, but it realized that the companies that work on the Mojaloop, etc., needed also to do some mocks. Therefore, we decide to use the OpenFN Lightning to create the proof of concept for the payment adapter, and one of the blocking on the it is for the implementers, for the technical person who would later implement on the particular country. There is the special block where we can create the integration with the particular payment adapter provided in the particular country. Over.
For showing like mm, this when the payroll is awaiting reconciliation status, then the task is shown here, and when we accept the task, which should appear here, the payroll goes into reconciliated status. And that's actually it. And the last tab in the payments module is payment points. So just a section to manage payment points for payrolls. And here's also, but it's not done yet. There will be payment point manager role for payment points. So the person responsible for specific payment point. And that would be it. And dashboard. So the open search, you guys will see tomorrow.
And then in this phase, you weren't able to work on the grievance module.
Yeah,
Or is there any?
yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, exactly. We have just created an element of the workbank just to show that there is a plan for creating this model, but it is actually empty right now. So as you can see in the first phase, we have achieved the initial business flow, so that users are able to create the benefit plans, then to upload the beneficiaries under the certain benefit plan, which then they are transferred to the either if the beneficiaries under the individuals or the groups, and also there is a flow for the online payment, which actually is consistent that the payments are able to be done into the system.
Okay. Thank you, Arthur. With that, we're very much almost like out of time. We only have 2 more minutes. And I would ask if anyone has any urgent updates or any other business they would like to bring up for this week. Uwe first and then Christine.